Uh, Greetings, one and all, to this week's 10 o'clock. I am your regular, clean-shaven, cleanish shaven humanoid, and this is Loz. So, and we're here. What
is this episode 327?
Yeah.
Isn't it my intro?
Shit.
That's fine, let's keep going. Right, so yes, this episode 327 of 10 o'clock. So, I forgot who's doing the intro. I was sitting there waiting with my clock and timers, and normally we have an exclamation mark as the sign, but we didn't get that today, so it's all out the window today.
I even remembered that it was my quote. I got the quote ready and everything. It's not like I forgot.
Oh, don't worry, when you started, I had a mini panic of, have I missed up, and it's my quote this week.
No, my bad. Let's do the thing.
Oh dear. Right, well, we start every episode of 10 o'clock like we start every other episode of 10 o'clock, and that is by looking at two emblems.
Yeah.
And the emblems we have this week are, without choosing, we've gone for a theme, sort of a subconscious theme of what the hell am I looking at? So we have two cases on your screens now, ladies and gentlemen at home, of what the hell am I looking at? We have one case of a shield, looks like some sort of see, they've gone for the word cosmic. I can read that. But then, what does that word mean? Cosmic. Is that a moon? Is that a star?
It kind of looks like space lightning.
Is it all of these things? Who knows?
Is
it a magical space typhoon? Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Could be many of them. And then in out of the corner, we have... I can't even read that. I think it says re-heart. As an E.
I genuinely... Hold on, let me... They can't really hear you with the microphone behind you, by the way.
Sorry. Then it looks like there's two...
wolves?
Highly irradiated coyote starving dogs fighting over some lightning. And then in the background, the gods of lightning and everything else are watching. All the cast of gladiators, I can't tell.
Black square.
Also, it's a giant black square. Yes. So, they're both horrific examples.
I kind of feel that mine wins on the grounds of black square alone.
Now, yeah, obviously we used to actually go for like most horrific and things, but then it's quite hard to find emblems at all these days, so we're not measuring it on that thing. I think yours wins, which is the cosmic shield, because it is actually quite nice. I can't tell what it's showing, but at least it says cosmic. But it's not great because that cosmic, that font with that weird background does like this.
But there is a contrast, and you can actually see the word cosmic. I can't even work out what yours says. Where's the original?
No. I know the original does not help on mine.
Doesn't it?
I have that from several angles, a couple of angles and size, and it does not help, whatever that is.
Wow, it really, really doesn't. I kind of want to say heart, but it's spelt wrong.
Well, the top line... Okay, I've got another
I think that's Die Hard.
I think it's a sword. I think there's a sword. There's like a standard broadsword, yeah, from the top to the bottom. And then the top...
Oh, is it the? It's the something.
The...
Die Hurt? I really think that triangle thing is supposed to be a D.
So the top line or the bottom line?
No, you know how you got that point thing on the left-hand side?
I see. It's a point into the D. Right, so the Die Hard, isn't it? Because the top, it's a T and a H and E, and that's a D, E, and then the bottom, the sword then makes a T, H, A, R, and then it's the same again, D, so it's the Die Hard. Right.
Mine still wins.
And then in the background, there's I don't know what, and in the foreground, there's I don't know what, and then it's a giant black square. Like prop this at all. Just like you just had to round a few of the edges, just make into sort of a circular thing, and it would have worked fine. But no, they chose not to on this example. So the Die Hard versus Cosmic. They're both awful in some way, because the Cosmic one, I just love the label of it, because the background is amazing. You don't need those word Cosmic there. It could just been that amazing shield. Yeah. It's like if somebody put a skull and then just put the word edgy. It's like, this is edgy. Yeah. Yes, you know it. Yeah. You know it. Yeah. So, but still, I think yours actually is an emblem, whereas mine was a mess. And I don't mean to be critical, because it's not like I can make even that horrific mess of an emblem myself, but that's a horrific cropping and error and sizing, scaling issue mess.
Anyway, if you wish to have a chance of winning 150 platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below and you'll see a link to a Google form. In said Google form, you'll see last week's emblems, and I did successfully get them up before the episode went live. It's a freaking Christmas miracle in January. And select the one you like, put your in-game name in, make sure it's correct, select your platform of choice, again, make sure that's correct, and then you'll have a chance of winning 150 platinum. If you're a console player, you've probably got a really good chance of actually winning some platinum here. I'm no lies. It's like some of the consoles, it's like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 Switch-based Tenno that actually play. It's crazy. Can you do me a favor and actually move? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure that your internet hasn't freaked out again. Right, so that's that. So I'm going to move on to dojo dusting now. So I am a big fan of the channel Corridor Digital, so some people will know this, and periodically Corridor Digital will actually announce how many people that have watched the video are actually subscribed to the channel. And I thought, hey, let's have a look. So I went to go see how many people that watch Tenno Clock are actually subscribed to the channel. And I discovered 77.5% of the views come from subscribers, which actually indicates to me YouTube is not actually handing this out to many people that aren't subscribers. Not saying that's necessarily...
YouTube doesn't hand out much of anything to anyone.
That isn't someone in the millions. Yes, you're completely correct. So if you actually know someone that actually enjoys podcasts and Warframe, consider actually linking Tenno Clock to them, because they may enjoy two British idiots prattling on about random crap about Warframe. So, what?
It's fine. Yeah, good.
I'm pretty sure it's accurate.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, cool. So that's it for Dojo Dusting on... Oh, no, sorry. I apologize. We're going to TennoCon. No, there's no date yet has been announced for TennoCon. I was talking
that, really? That's annoying and sad and painful.
Yeah, I know. It's like I was expecting it to be this week, but absolutely nothing. And it's like, well, kind of need to book flights.
Yeah, I can understand not. They normally save it till after, like, the first dev stream of the year. But it is one of these things that it's the more expensive the closer it comes, and we're now I'd say half a month, because they wouldn't do the first dev stream in the first few weeks. It's now half a month later than where they really should have announced it.
Yeah,
like halfway through January, and it's just going to cost people more and more money the longer they delay. I mean, if they're not doing one this year, then just admit that. And
I think I've spoken to some people and say, like, you know, if they don't announce it soon, I'm not going to be able to go because I need to book my holiday so far in advance.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. So anyway, right. So that's it for Dojo Dusting. Gonna move on to the cards from last week. So
cool.
Graph number 1. Framecast highlights or Xeno Codex. So last week we were talking about what would people prefer. 44 people responded. 79% said Xeno Codex. I'm pretty sure this was a no-brainer. Moving on. So, actually, to highlight on that, I have already chosen the first topic. I think I know what the second topic is going to be as well. And I'm going to be looking to start preparing them during the course of February with the intention of releasing at the end of February, beginning of March. Cool. Right, the next graph is, do you want to run super high level, level 200 plus content? 52 people responded. 28% said that they didn't care. 28% said no. 42% said yes. How do you feel about this?
Well, the first one, but you didn't really ask about the first one. But the first one, thank you everyone for going to Xeno Codex. Secondly, for the second card, I think this is quite interesting. It does show how Warframe is a game for lots of players, wanting to get different things from the game. The problem is you can't make everyone happy with the content that always comes out, and this is just same to that effect, that you've got a lot of people who would like to see high level content. Some people who probably don't. They just maybe don't want the challenge. Maybe just want to sit in where they are. And people just don't care. Maybe they're like, yeah, I'll do it today. Don't care. Maybe not. Maybe will. So yeah, it's a good rounded example. But at the same time, I think the positive does win out that it still would be good to see some content in that ilk.
Okay. I think if we were to have it, then maybe have sort of like short, quick content to get exposed to it, sort of thing. Because I was doing, an arbitration with a few other people, just dragged into doing it, and it just felt so slow and tedious. It was an excavation, and it was just, oh god, I hate arbitrations.
Right.
You know, I just much prefer things like ESO, where it's just non-stop killing shit and not have to worry about any form of objective. Just get on with it. Anyway, what?
I like that, but I do feel the game really hasn't developed the non-kill everything quite so much. I wouldn't mind a map where my job is to scan as many enemies while not being detected, and even if if you get detected, there are ways on the map of losing detection.
Yeah,
like it'd be a stealth mission map. Commit to it.
I'm fine with that, but I would like
volts, but a whole mission.
I would like additional elements within the game so that you could do that with a wider selection of warframes, not just stealth frames. And like, I would have elements within the map that are like even stealth frames would be picked up. Like the fact that in the conservation hunts, a stealth frame can still be sensed by an animal if you're downwind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, right.
Yeah. I mean, if you imagine, it would be things like the equivalent of boxes you can hide in. I know it sounds weird, but we've got the assets. Wouldn't be too much effort to have these only on this map kind of thing.
Yeah. Or you can make a gear item.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily one that you can move in, but like,
put a great reasonable cooldown on it, or several charges per mission or something. It could be done. You've got all the assets there in the game. They just need to put in. We just need to put them together. But yeah, it's something like that. Because there's a question. I think it's going to come in the comments, but we'll do it when we get there.
Cool. Right. So then the next card.
Last card of the week.
Last card. Do you want tiered weapon requirements for Railjack? 40 people responded. 32% said no. 67% said yes. I can get behind this as long as there's an easy catch-up mechanic, and I think that catch-up mechanic needs to be implemented from the get-go, not months down the line when too many people are complaining about it.
No, yeah, you have tiers 1 to 3. Let's say tier 4 comes in. You don't need a catch mechanic to get to tier 4 because that's the point.
Agreed.
Right, but then tier 5 comes in. If tier 4 is a bit of a grind and a bit of a complex method of getting, then you add in a system to get people up to sub tier. They can get like 2 bits of tier 4 for week very easily, but just 2 bits, so they can get started on the tier 5 stuff. That's what you guys. There's things like that. There's ways of doing it, and that's how your classic MMO works. And as World of Warcraft or EverQuest shows, these things can run for years, and they can just run forever. And people, if you make it enjoyable to do the thing, and it's exciting and rewarding to get the things, people will be happy. The problem is Warframe doesn't ever want to fully commit to that style of tiering. They sort of we've got tiers, but they're not tiers because who cares about tier 1 and 2?
Too much. Horizontal movement. So instead of actually,
no, it's too easy and it's the lack of requirement of the lower tier gear.
No, that's what I mean. So basically, imagine accessibility to all of these items are all at the same level.
Yes. Oh, right. I see what you mean. Yeah.
So you can easily just slide between anything and everything. It's much like the accessibility of open worlds before doing any more of the star chart and things. It's a lot of horizontal movement. And yeah, so okay, fine. I think I'm coming around to the whole idea of yes on this, but I really do want to caveat that I'm only on board with this as long as the being able to do catch up is super easy. It's like the whole.
Imagine if they just gave the Railjack a level, and you leveled it up. you could level up. You can have the intrinsics as a separate thing, but let's say the health, the damage, and what the railjack is allowed to equip. Let's say it can't equip tier 2 gear till level 20, and it can't equip to level, I don't know, I'm not sure what the cap is, let's say 50. You can't equip tier 3 to 40 or something. And that way you could be leveling your railjack is in just a standard numeric system, and it increases in health. That the health, the armor, the avionics that everyone always complains about is partly just in the leveling. You'll get a lot of it just from leveling the bloody thing.
So just experience of playing the thing.
Just experience, playing it. Just level it up, because Warframe doesn't do. It feels they're always very weak when you get those dings. They're normally too meaningless. You never go like, yes, I dinged my Warframe to 30. Now I can access this cool thing. It's like, no, now time to form it. It's good in some ways, but that's for the Warframes. They really need to do something different with the Railjack, but they just stayed in their same comfortable system. Anyway, let's move on.
Cool. So that's it for the cards, I think. I don't think there was another one.
No.
Cool. All right, so that's it for the cards. And now we move on to the Patreon questions.
We do. We haven't opened these originals. That's too big. Right, there we
go. What?
Oh, it's the first one. It was in the comments as well. This is from Joshua. I don't know. Minish? Minchi? Last week he was laughing because I said, I think Minchin. That's what I heard. Joshua Minchin, I think. I said, I watched the timestamp and it is, yeah.
Okay.
It's Minnich.
So what's the question?
How do you pronounce my last name? Loz, this is because of you. And
it's
Joshua.
Okay, can you type
it? Do you read the questions?
No, I give them to you.
You don't even
No.
It's Joshua Minish. No, knee on the end. Minchi. My niche. Minute.
I think Minich.
Minish.
No, I'm thinking Minich.
Miniature.
There's no A at the end.
Miniature.
I hope that was entertaining. Next question.
Right, next question. Nick Evans follows up with, I thought it was like that game, Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. Maybe. Joshua Minish? Also says, what would a Tenno think of today being thousands of hundreds of years in the future, and how would they react to our modern day cultures? What would a Tenno think being thousands of hundreds of years in the future, and how would they react? Wouldn't they be in the past? You mean?
No. So a Tenno in the future
being
looking.
From?
No. Like they're looking at now, so they are looking into the past, sort of thing. So like they're looking through history books or whatever.
That's a weird thing, because I would never say it like that. It's like saying, if I picked up a history book and start looking at World War II, and then how do I react to reading the history book of World War II? It's like, I don't really react at all. I go, okay, that happened. I can't change it. If it makes sense to me, how would a Tenno think if it was put in today? I don't know. But as what would a Tenno think?
Well, in all honesty, I think a lot of it would just boil down to, oh my god, are these people really so... oh god, childish on what they're complaining about? Although ask us in 7 minutes' time when the UK will have left the EU.
7 minutes till freedom. Freedom hour.
The cool thing is that we're not actually taking Article 13 or 11 with us.
I know. The one thing I really wanted to do, and I'm getting it, so I'm happy. I'm very happy.
I think it will be cool if loads of like European content creators end up moving to the UK.
That's a good. That's sorry. I'm just gonna, you made a very good point there. That one of we're gonna have a minor breakdown here, people, as we now talk about the only thing that consumes everything in England, Brexit. So now we get to spread up the world. And one of the worries of the EU is that like they'll have a competitive. What's the like Singapore is on the board? Oh god, that's why I failed at geography. Is like a trade thing on the hub of, is it China? I don't know what
I don't know. I'm just gonna flat out say I don't know.
On death's doorstep. So there's like worries that, oh my god, England's on the doorstep of the EU and they'll be this like crazy trading hub. But you make a fair point that like if you're a content creator in Europe, you will turn around and say, oh, my content's being restricted because of where I am. I can just hop over there to that place, and then I won't be restricted. I don't have to travel very far. I could still travel home. That's a very interesting point you just brought up. Anyway, now, so I don't know. It's like to say that though. Do you look back through the history books and say, look to the people of World War I and go, no, look at them fighting over such irrelevant things? Do you look back to Napoleonic eras and go, oh, look at them lining up in their silly suits and shooting at each other? Do you look back at how far back can we go? The medieval period and go, look at them making chainmail that destroys their eyeballs in the process of creating it.
What?
Making chainmail was it's a very sad profession because it actually affected your eyes.
Why?
The same thing. It just did. It was a terrible thing it takes a long time to make it, and it's very repetitive. It just ruined their eyes. I don't know why, but
oh my god. Well, no, I mean, I think if anything, it'd just be like bewilderment trying to understand what the fuck is happening in the era. Like why is any of this stuff happening? Like I can't remember what. There was a war. I don't know. I don't think it's the Battle of Hastings or whatever. So yeah, it's a battle, but basically two kings were fighting each other, and I know one of them was was King William something, and he ended up getting shot in the eye with an arrow. But they had the high ground. Go on then. What is it?
William. It's William the Conqueror.
Is it?
The one who won? Yes.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
No, getting shot in the eye is in the. That's what happened to. Oh god, Harry. Who is it? Who does?
I thought it was William that got shot.
Shot in the eye on.
I didn't like fucking study history at all. Like
Harold, yeah. Harold got shot
in
the eye. Yeah.
Okay. Did he have? He was the one that had the high ground, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They still got that right.
See, the fact that you said the high ground, and somebody who was called William, I'm like, you've mixed it all together. But it was Harold's death. Harold, who was it? Harold I don't know what. But in the Bay Tapestry, there's even a picture of him being shot, and says, depicts the Bay Tapestry reflects the tradition that Harold was killed by an arrow in the eye. The annotation above states, Harold the King has been killed.
But yeah, even like
Harold Godwinson.
Like looking at that, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, guys! Just like, you really need to fight this shit out all the time.
Fair enough. Right, moving on to the next question from Nick Evans. If you could introduce an actual voiced companion into the game system that would replace Lotus for the opening of the game in the way that the TennoCon Warframe cinematic opening showed a different character awakening the Warframes, what kind of personality and role would you give them? Would they be more like an Elizabeth in Bioshock Infinite, discovering the world with you? I still need to play that game, I really do.
Really good.
Finding you spare credits and
ammo.
Wait,
have you played the Bioshocks? The first
two? I played Bioshock 1. I haven't played 2.
I
played 1.
I think you need to play the DLC for 1.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I had any for that, for plot. Anyway, moving on. Finding spare ammo, or would they be more like Arceus, God of War? Now the God of War series is another thing I never found time to get into. Somebody you have to protect and progress with you. Is this progress with you so that they can be included in combat as crowd control or support? I'd say neither of them in some respect. I would still. Maybe in the intro mission you would be escorting them because they find you, but I think as time goes on, you can't, in a multiplayer-based game that Warframe is, you can't have a character that is constantly being carried around by the player. Because you've got 4 people, do they all get their own version of it, or does it become a team part of the mission to look after this person?
It wasn't at the beginning of the game. So what was? No, it was a replacement of Lotus.
Oh, they just say for the opening of the game. Yeah, okay.
So
I would go more for the Elizabeth side thing. I think it'd be much more interesting as a player to have somebody discovering the world with you, kind of like prompting what they want you to think, but they're also showing like what they think at the same time. Whereas the Lotus kind of is a knowing voice as it is now, sort of like knows what she wants, knows the situation, and knows that need to get you out of that scenario as you learn, but not really giving you much information.
Atreus, that was his name. So to be honest, I argue that Atreus is more of that because
I assume you've watched a complete playthrough of God of War.
yeah, by Jacksepticeye, and
Nice.
apparently I was playing it last New Year's, and a friend of mine was like, "Oh, do you want to continue playing it this New Year's?" I'm like, "I was playing it last New Year's." I completely forgotten. But regardless of that, we're picking up your microphone. I think you're playing with something.
Sorry.
Anyway, I'd say Atreus is more discovering the world with you. Atreus has sort of like knowledge of lore and things like that, but he is still the fresh eyes looking at the new environment and things. Like, oh my god, is that a statue of Thor? You know, never seeing it before. Whereas Elizabeth, if memory serves, she has a lot of background knowledge of like what has happened, what has transpired, and she knows more about the world that you're in. Personally, I would prefer a character that knew more about the world that you have woken up in, to say like, you know, these are the ruins of the Orokin Towers here on the plains of Eidolon. We need to make our way to the nearest town, which is Cetus, and sort of like handhold you through lore and experience that way, rather than like wonderment kind of thing. Does that make sense? Like they came to get you.
Fair. Nick Evans says, do you think the DE should perform some reworks as a priority to make up for how terrible some things have been since their release, such as reworking the Stug to make it meta tier to compensate for being absolute trash tier since December 2013?
I'm sorry, Loz.
Stug's gonna Stug.
Exactly, Stug's gonna Stug. Stug gonna Jitsu. You know, if you think Stug is no good, I'm sorry, you just don't know how to Stug.
I'm gonna Stug it to you. You just don't know how to Stug.
However, if you're to ask about things like the Kuva Liches or Railjack or Arcwing, then yes, I do agree with you. Some stuff does need to be prioritized, but Stug's gonna Stug.
Also, Nick Evans, I think that's kind of a bad method of thinking about what needs to be buffed and things. Does that mean that
I think he's just winding us up with the Stug question.
Oh, is he? I was taking it serious. Because the thing gets me is, well, I'm going to be a bit serious. Do you remember before the Damage 2.0 change, what was the name of the Acrid?
What about it?
Was like best in slot.
Was it? I thought the Brack was. No, wait.
No, remember it did
wait.
sharpened bladey damage.
Sorry, are we talking damage 1.0 or 2.0?
Yeah, in damage 1.0.
I thought the Brack was the best pistol.
No, the Brack was good because it did mad raw damage, but any weapon that did serrated blade damage, or I think it was another one, like stabby damage or something, ignored armor completely, remember?
No, I don't.
Oh, and that's why everyone used the Acrid, because the Acrid was on this serrated blade thing, and it was really good. And then it got nerfed into the toilet.
I just remember like the Brack being like, I think if we didn't count like damage mitigation, I think the Brack was the highest damage output for secondaries.
Yes, but then
effective damage
as levels increased, it fell off because of armor. But then the serrated blade damage just flat out ignored damage. It was just stupid. This question is just to see if Loz will say, "Oh hi," to everyone in a really cheery voice, and then convince Xeno to do the same. OHAI. Is that hi? Oh, hi! Oh hi! Oh hi! Hi! Oh hi! Oh hi!
Moving on.
Kindle asks, what is Xeno's obsession with root beer, and why have we not seen Loz being shot out of a cannon yet? Well, Kindle, it's sadly true that the game is bugged.
Okay,
Dia working tirelessly day and night to fix this.
Okay, I genuinely really like the taste of root beer. I think it's actually really nice.
Oh, I like root beer as well.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's something that we don't really have anything. It's kind of like, is it pepperminty? A bit. It reminds me so much of like things like Colgate and toothpaste and things like that. But it's the thing is like we don't have pretty much all our drinks typically taste the same. It's either like Coke or Pepsi, right? Sometimes
we used to have different flavored drinks.
Yeah,
a couple of years ago, you'd have like come on, think of it. I know they're not all quite the same sort of. I know like a fizzy carbonated beverage, but we'd have like Rambino, we'd have like Iron Brew. These are very different tastes.
Blackcurrant, Lucozade. I bloody love that stuff.
Yep.
You know, but a lot of this stuff typically just goes away. So
then they took the sugar out of it.
Yeah. So, but root beer, there's not really anything comparable like here in the UK, and I really like it. So, though when I went to go see Loz on Sunday, I didn't have any.
I will check tomorrow to see if there is.
I was so upset.
There is some. I'll bring you.
I was complaining about being healthy, and the cashier laughed at me.
He made the cashier laugh at him due to the lack of root beer and being healthy. What was it? It's like, oh, you're buying chicken. Chicken's healthy. And I'm like, yeah, but
that's for him.
It was like buying just junk.
Because they had no root beer. I was sad.
Right. Well, next, moving on to the comments of last week.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So, first of all, several people pointed out, do you remember there was a meme last week where we couldn't work out what it said? It was like, this science is the best or something. It was an anime. It was a JoJo reference. I should have just guessed. Yes, apparently it was some Germans in season 2. What somebody said.
This science is the best.
Do you remember there was a meme last week talking about the engines, Zekti engines? And it was like a person on podium, and it was like, Zekti be the best or something, but we couldn't tell because there was a thing covering the face and some of the words. Apparently it's a JoJo reference, so I will have to start. I think I'm going to start JoJo again from the start and just...
I'm tempted to, but I wanna watch. I don't know if I've told you this, but Netflix, they're getting High School Double D tomorrow.
What, new stuff?
No. The first season.
Oh, Amazon already has it
on Netflix.
It's already on Amazon.
You remember like the sheer volume of fan service, right?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Moving on.
I literally went to Amazon and was clicking through things, and I did see it go like, I know there's a new series of that. Maybe I should watch that again from the start. I'll wait. So we'll see. So then, moving on, Peter Graver recommends... Oh, Peter Graver, yes, so we were complaining about Hydralists, and Peter Graver was suggesting that they could give some advice on how to make Hydralists very easy. And you know what? I would love some advice, Peter Graver. Please do put in about builds that's necessary to... I mean, I can solo the Terrorist, the first? Yeah, Terrorist. I can solo Terrorist on my Trinity pretty easily with my Opticore. But if you want to give...
To make your life easier, if you want to, you can come on the Discord and you can easily put the information on one of the channels for builds and weapons, you know, just to make it easier.
How do I get on the Discord?
There's a link in the description.
Ah.
There should be a link in the description. I'll make sure there's a link in the description.
Do that, please let in the comments know, and suggest weapons, suggest Rivens, and I've got piles of platinum sitting around, so just suggest it should be this Riven on this gun. I will go to town on that. So yes, please do. I love taking advice from people. So let's see what you can give us, Peter Graver. I'll be looking forward to that. I really will be. Born Life 176. At this moment, I'm at a Sigma 3 reactor with 50 avionics. It seemed fine with heal, armor, and weapon damage. Avionics not all maxed, and people say my railgun is tanky. There you go. You don't need a Zekti, whatever it is, or the specific thingy thing.
Oh,
well done.
I'm just going to say Vivaldi. It's not. It's
Vivaldi. Well, Vavency, which is the next person. Yeah. Another thing about Nightwave Catch-Up is at some point it bugs out and starts giving less weeklies to do. Let's just say my friend who started a new account had a panic week. Progress stopped. Was the Silver Grove quest, which would have been such a problem if it weren't for that bug, ended up with a single weekly to do, essentially locking out higher ranks. Is it stopped now, the catch-up week?
No, it's they are working on
the next Nightwave. I know that
the next Nightwave, the next season, but they haven't given an announcement of when it's going to end. So I'm actually going to start doing it again.
I might try again, especially if Peter Graver can give us some great ways of getting on killing Hydralists. And if you got anything with Profiteer as well, because that was just annoying as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Profit Taker
Hey,
sucks.
move on. Joshua Minich? Minchin. Well, my favorite part of watching this was poor Loz being unable to pronounce stuff like my name and allegiance. Allegiance? But to be fair, almost nobody can pronounce my last name. I just lost it because he said it as Minchin. Cyclic no lock. I feel Crash's pain. I'm a father of 3 myself. Wow, impressive. And they were all born 3 years apart, so no breaks. Hang in there, Daddy Crash. It gets better and worse.
Oh, I have to make sure he sees that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I will pop it to a message to you.
Yeah.
Then you can send it to him. I'll pop it in the Discord. There you go. Lastly, Yokai1235. I wish DE, bit of a long one here. I wish DE didn't abandon the old mission types because every new mission type they added since was a variation of extermination or survival, or they rework a mission to be an exterminate or defense. Remember when they first showed the Sanctuary Onslaught? They had mini bosses and objectives. Now it's just kill the fastest you can, or the interference mission that were a mix of defense and assassination. Now is just assassination. Or the first defense mission that were based on time and not the number of enemies killed, and they changed because people complained was too long, or the raid mission and the first sabotage, which would deliver a package or stealing a package or swapping Orokin artifacts, and is the most egregious. I assume it's egregious. One as they removed those two in a mission into a mission that you just blow up a reactor or a portal.
I was lost in that. Sorry, can you sum it up for me?
All mission types get announced as something interesting and then get dumbed down towards just kill stuff.
I agree. And it's one of the reasons why I dislike the fact that engineering has been dumbed down in Railjack.
Yes, from the original, what they showed originally.
Yeah, I really think that a lot of people would have enjoyed, or at least a substantial amount of people would have enjoyed doing the whole, I'm going to adjust the shields, or I'm going to adjust the engines, or I'm going to adjust the guns. I think enough people would have enjoyed playing with that.
Just because I can't yell, bring the guns online, makes me very sad. I just like bring the guns online to a bearing of 3.5, 3.2.5.
What else? What else is there to? Yeah, I mean, again, it's like, you came up with the idea of the whole stealth thing mere moments ago to like steal, I don't know, to photo, which called the enemies within a base or whatever without being detected, and you came up with that earlier today, and there's nothing like that in Warframe. I think there may be a concern that if they introduce stuff that is too different from what is currently in there, people will not do it.
Okay, here's how you do it. And this is how DE will always fail at the way they'd release this kind of thing. What you would need to do is you would need to supplement this idea of this mission type in the middle of a bigger patch with other things to do.
Yeah.
The mission, if you were to put this mission on the star chart, never make this, because this is such a different thing. You're not killing anyone, and it's rather niche. It should never be a mission node on the map. It would just be how you click on a node and it's like, hey, there's a nightmare mission. It should be like that with hey, it's an investigation mission, and you have to go investigate stuff by scanning stuff and moving things and hacking consoles. So it would never be, you then would never be forced to do it.
Yeah.
And it would be released at the same time as other content. Like, let's say it was released along the same time as a cinematic quest. Therefore, everyone does the cinematic quest. Then later they go, oh, I've done the quest. That was really cool. I'll give the new game mode a look in. But instead, if they made this kind of thing, what they would do is they would make the game mode while in the middle of making something big. The big thing would get delayed, and then they would chuck out the mission type as an interim for people, and then they would tie it to some other release, like a new Warframe or a new weapon or something, and thus people are forced to do it, and thus everyone complains about it. because that's how they release things. Because they're like, oh, well, we've got this thing half done. We'll delete this now, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but let's just make it to the side. No, we have to make it so that people will play it, and it ties them over. Right, we must tie all the stuff into this new game mode, and then it becomes so people will have to play it, so tie them over, and then they do it and they hate it because they're forced to do it. And it's like, but that could have been really good if it was an optional, interesting side thing with options. No. It's like, my greatest example is always going to be, oh, look, Hydroid's come out. Well, it's got to drop off something. Oh, we're releasing a boss, so we'll drop it off the new boss. Where's the new boss? Well, it's on the Earth tile set. Oh, so it's got to be on Earth. Right, so we'll just tap it on the mission. No, we can't do that. That's too easy to get to it. How do we get access to it? Well, we've got these new mobs. They're like special melee mobs we talked about. Oh, that's cool. Right, we'll kill those to get the thing to get the key. Right, okay, we'll put them on Earth. No, we can't put them on Earth. Why? Oh, because they're going on the new tile set. Oh, damn it. Okay, so we'll put them on the new tile set. Where's the new tile set? Ceres? Yeah, right. So you go to Ceres to go to fight the mobs. Oh, but we make one spawner map, and then you can kill it to get some orbs, and you use those orbs to go back to Earth, to go to a node to fight the new boss. And if you kill the new boss on Earth, you get the new frame. What did any of those things have any purpose? Being they have to be tied together, and it just annoys me. That's rant over. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think
so you see what I mean about how you should release that kind of game mode.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they need to. I think they need to seriously change.
Oh no, we didn't notice. What? We've become free from the EU tyrannies 15 minutes ago, and we didn't even notice. No.
But I feel so much
happier. The super gonorrhea will soon be on us.
Anyway,
we're gonna lose all the sandwiches.
Anyway, moving on.
Oh no!
Stop it!
All the traffic's piled up. Thousands of miles from Bristol.
From Bristol.
How
the hell can you see Bristol?
But the traffic's that piled up because of all the ferries and problems.
Anyway.
Brexit. Happy Brexit, everyone.
Anyway, I think one thing that they...
Should put an alarm.
No.
Once in a lifetime, what's it forever? Gone. That's it. It's over now. Let's move on.
We'll come back to the EU in a few years' time, and then we'll just leave again in another few years' time. So, I think with the Kuva rework, they're going to have to work out a way to make it so that the missions aren't tied to specific planets, because doing Kuva missions, that it is so rare to get a group now through pubbies. Like I am now actively choosing not to rank up my Lich, right? Because it is so much harder to deal with the Lich when it's rank 5 and I'm on my own. Likewise, I'm having to learn how to build up my weapons like I've never had to do before, so I can exploit the weaknesses of the Lich. But even so, it still feels like I'm trying to punch a brick wall. Yeah? So I feel that they need to learn how to better integrate this stuff, which also includes, things like you've proposed. Personally, what I would do is this espionage mission, right? I would have it as an alert. So it's like, there is only one espionage mission happening right now. Anyone that wants to do the espionage mission goes to that one node, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
I would even make it a kind of weekly. Here's how I would also make it relevant. I wouldn't give it any. If it had anything, it would be like a cosmetic that you could build over time. Yeah. It would take weeks to do it, and the one node would run for maybe a week. Maybe there'd be 2 nodes up a week. Or maybe one. One. This is a long-term thing. So there's one node up a week, and it's random what mission you get there. It's completely random. And then your goal is to score as high as a score you can, and then there's a leaderboard for that week.
Well, at the same time, I'm not opposed to taking a cool reward, like say a Riven, right? So you get a chance of getting a Riven just from running this thing. Like, I don't know, once a day, once a week, whatever. You have choices then on how to... Because I will not do the sorties anymore.
I would... Okay, fine. I would say it on this...
Maybe not a Riven, but...
This mission. No, it could be a Riven. It could be a Riven. What you do is you make it very easy to complete the mission.
Yeah.
You just get a satisfactory. And if you do that, you'll get a Riven for the week. Just one. But if you keep doing it, you can get a higher score. Because they tried to do a score for Onslaught, but it just got ruined. And there's no leaderboard, there's no reward for it, there's no put your name in a ranking week by week. Why can't the top score would on the system would be in a ranking? People love that kind of stuff, and they did it a lot at the early on. It was easy for them to do, it seems to be, but they just seem to have given up on doing it. Rankings and
well, no, I mean there are still rankings for ESO, right? But you have to go find Samaris.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, should we move on to more comments?
yeah. That's it. Actually, that's the last of the comments.
Okay.
So that's that done. Let's move on to the topics.
Oh, whoa! Weird shit happening. So, we've literally just spent the last like half an hour.
Edit, cough, cough. Edit, cough, cough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasted half an hour. Cough,
yeah.
cough.
So we ended up actually going over a topic that we'd gone over last week. We thought we'd gone over it, and then when we got to the end of it, it's like, hold on, we remember that one reply. Turns out we'd already done it. So this episode has been edited. Blah blah blah. So getting into topics for this week, right? So, oh shit, I need to. So topic 1, like how Plague Star gives us infested Zor parts, there should be an Orb Valis event that gives us sentient kit gun parts. So topic 2, I'm going to press that button now. The concept behind the new valence transfer system should be DE's go-to when creating grind for us. And then topic 3, hit that button. Is DevStream 137, but we're mostly going to focus on the Lich side of that rather than cover the whole thing, mostly because it is nearly midnight. I may have just lost Loz. Nope, Loz is back. So, yeah, we kind of want to bring this episode to a healthy close first. So, first topic is, like how Plague Star gives us infested Zor parts, there should be an Orb Valis event that gives us sentient kick gun parts. And literally the only note on it is like a beam barrel that latches onto enemies or a cluster bomb launcher.
Ooh.
So, do you think that this is something... Okay, how do I word this, Loz? How do I word this, Loz? Trying hard to think now.
I would like them to have secondary fires.
So, what, the sentient kick guns would have a secondary fire, or just kick guns in general, or
parts, or because there's only the plague Xor bits are only the blade, aren't they? Is it all the bits?
Oh, God, I can never remember this. So, let's go Warframe,
Plague
Wiki, Zor?
No, just go Plague Star, I think. We go, yeah. Beware's list.
Yes, the thing is...
Two
blades?
One handle?
Two
blades
grips.
and a handle.
No
Two
links.
grips. 2 grips?
Yeah.
1 grip or 2?
Plague Aquin and Plague Bokwin. And then for the blades, you got
yeah.
Plague Kiwar and Plague Kripath.
Yeah.
So yeah. But even so, you could do something like that for kick guns where you only give 2 out of the 3 parts instead. So yeah.
I think it's a good precedent set. You don't want to give it too many parts because then balance becomes an issue. So yeah, 2 barrels and 2 what?
So 2 chambers and let's say 2 loaders.
Yeah.
Just to be a bit different. Oh no, actually no, I take that back, good sir. It would be 2 chambers and 2 grips. There are a truck ton of loaders.
Oh god, there already is. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what,
5,
10, 15, 16.
Like balancing magazine reload, critical and status chance, and capacities and speeds and things. So we don't want any more loaders. That's enough loaders. Yeah, 2 grips. Or even, Yeah, I know. 2 grips, 2 chambers.
So, what kind of damage would you expect to see from a sentient weapon? Do they have their own damage type? Or do they actually work on the same damage 2.0 system that we do?
I don't think they do like void. They're not going to do void damage back. I think they just do the same damage types to us.
So I wouldn't expect to see. I'd probably expect to see something like heat and radiation. Or
yes, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know why, but I like the idea of two combined elemental types. So like, they don't have to be huge numbers. They could still be like, comparative to that of just one elemental type. But even say like magnetic and radiation, just to be different. So I like that. Should they have weird quirks? Because that person was saying like, the beam should latch on to enemies and things like that. How do you feel about
that? Yes, I think they should push the boat out. We used to get things like, is it the infested bicycle gun that shoots out a cube that if you shoot through, it does more damage? Kind of weird and not really used, but it's interesting, and they were trying something different. However, it was too tiny and too useless to really be of any use, but it was an interesting concept that they tried, at least.
Yeah.
That's and then a barrel latches or a cluster bomb launch attack.
Well, I think one thing that I would like to see is, there's one attack that Sentients have where they fire up a projectile in the air and then it just shoots lasers out. Yeah? I'd like to see something like that, but like something that's very short-lived. So, you fire a grenade and basically it's this like little spinning disc and then it just ceases to exist sort of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it annoys me that they did the Fissures is the ghouls of Fortuna, but they haven't done the Plague Star of Fortuna. It really does annoy me. And that would also make the calendar more interesting if we were alternating between Plague Star and the other thing.
Well,
ghouls don't really count because they're not really a thing, and Fissures are just so overplayed, it's pointless.
My issue is that we don't really have a calendar cycle for this content, and I really think we should. I really think that we should see Plague Star and an event for this. Maybe it could be the third Orb Mother. Maybe it could be the statue of Nefanu finally coming to life and threatening to doom us all with its giant cobalt feet. I don't know what it's made of. And maybe it's titanium. Maybe that's how Railjack gets all his titanium loss. I thought that would have made you laugh. Titanium's like,
I'm just thinking
the resource.
I'm just imagining having a giant Brexit gun.
What? How would that work?
Brexit.
That doesn't make sense.
Shoots Brexit at people.
Okay. So it shoots England leaving, or Britain leaving the EU at people.
At people, continuously, in clip form.
In clip form. Anyway, I was expecting to say in magazine form. It actually prints publications and throws magazines at them. Anyway. So, I'm down for an event for Fortuna. I think it is time we had one. I don't think they've got any space particularly planned for an event for Fortuna.
Oh, I'm sure they could think of something.
Yeah, they probably just flatten something.
Make it float.
Make it float. Ooh,
take the original concept of the bloody floating orbs and give us a floating sentient
Of course,
base.
they've got the pearl.
Pearl, yeah.
Yeah, so that
there's loads of stuff. The Valis is gutted.
Yeah.
It was gutted from what it was supposed to be.
But
I think it makes me sad.
I think the big thing is, let's have an event in Orb Valis. I think it's time to do it because, we've had Jupiter, we've had Kuva Liches, we've had the beginnings of Empyrean. Let's say in the next, 6 months, 8 months, let's have an event which is based on Fortuna. And then let's have it something that can come back. I mean, I don't know about you, but I liked the events that didn't come back because it felt like there was object permanency. But I know a
Yes.
lot of people.
Story permanency at the very least.
Sorry, yes.
Story progression. Story progression.
Yeah. But even so, I know that there are a lot of people that don't like that because they don't like the sense of they missed out on something just because they weren't there.
But that's what makes it important. That's what makes it a thing.
I think this is card worthy.
Yeah.
So.
So while you're typing that, yeah, I can agree. I can know people have your good old FOMO, your fear of missing out, and then if people feel like,
oh, that's what that stands for. Fearing of missing out.
Yeah.
Sorry,
have you seen the term FOMO and been like, oh god damn that FOMO?
No, I knew it was like something that was like, you have to be there kind of thing, but I didn't actually know what it stood for. I was watching an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and is one of the characters like, is she FOMO right now? It's like, yeah, she's full FOMO right now. It's like, I'm not FOMO, and and by the end it was like, yeah, no, I was full FOMO. Yeah, I didn't know that's what it meant.
Yeah, the fear of missing out, FOMO. Acronyms for the fun.
Should
now, but that's what then. The early Warframe had that kind of community feel about it, that we were all on this journey together, and that journey's kind of gotten lost on the way, because then it's not become about the journey that we're on. It's about, we've got to get as many people to come sit in our huddle together. We're not going anywhere. We used to be a huddling group of adventurers walking through the mists of the dark universe we were in. We were all huddled together with our little torches, and we'd move along, and it'd be like, oh yes, but if we saw something amazing like a cave drop, once we're past it, it's gone, but it was there. It's part of our journey. Now what's happened is we've come out of the scary, unstable region where we might get crushed by rocks and the game disappears, and now we've come to some safe, empty plains. And instead of continuing on our journey together, it's like, let's move on. Let's see. The leaders of the group have decided we're all going to sit down and huddle in a group, and we're going to try and get as many people into our huddle as possible, and so that nobody feels like they're missing out on anything. They've all got to sit together. We'll all be sitting together. It's like,
I do understand where people are coming from.
And then if they do come out with anything special, it has to be brought out and then walked over to every single person. So everyone gets a look in and everyone gets the special participation trophy. Like, no.
I do get where people are coming from, though, because I remember when we were playing Heroes of the Storm, or maybe it was more me, but I would always felt that I had to play Heroes of the Storm nearly continuously, because they always had events running, and if I wanted a chance at getting that event skin, that I really liked, I'd have to keep playing to maximize my chance of getting that skin. Yeah. So, and apparently, I think Destiny did something recently which people have raised as a complaint, which was, oh god, was it the Iron? It was Iron something. I can't remember what it was.
Iron Wake.
Was it Iron Wake?
Well, that's what Iron thing is about, isn't it? Iron Wake.
Okay, yeah. So that was the event.
PvP event, I think.
Huh?
Yeah.
And
PvP event.
Yeah, people felt that they missed out on it.
Ah.
So it's just, it is what it is.
I mean, the key thing is that Destiny 2, I think, is pretty good in this. The actual content, like, you can get the previous Halloween gear through the same vendor. If you might have to pay for it, but you can still gain access to it. But you can't experience the event itself. The event's gone. But this year's event was a little bit different from last year's event, let's say. So, but it's the event, and that's the same thing for Warframe. Like, for instance, we had the Gravidius Dilemma. You can still get the Brack and the Detron.
Yeah.
But you can't experience Gravidius Dilemma. That's the thing. So you're not missing out on any gear or anything, or any gameplay effect. But the experience of being there in the moment, people can't experience that now. And that was the special thing. And we've lost that as a community, because D doesn't seem to want to focus on that. They just want to focus on pumping out content for everyone to play cinematic quests.
Well, it's interesting because Rebecca did an interview with GameSpot, and she did talk about the fact that they're no longer running events like this. And
I still didn't see this interview. Yeah.
Those events made the world feel alive, right? And they admit that, they've lost sight of those.
Did she say they're not going to do them again, or?
No, I think they're planning on doing something to bring them back.
Yeah.
So, just, yeah.
Honestly, I think they, after fix Empyrean, get that done, get New War out of the way, and then they need to not be focused on the next big thing and always one-upping themselves from last year. And I remember in an interview, Steve was saying last year he was worried when he did the TennoCon reveal that there wasn't enough new things to show people. But the thing is, though, if they keep pumping out he said it different. I think it was like novel content or something. He said something like that, some term like that. You know, that new elements to show people from the previous year, because obviously they were re-showing Railjack stuff, but improved and everything, and the squad link, and obviously that's probably why they shoved Planes of Devere in there as well. And if they're going to have to keep one-upping this, and they're just going to keep showing us more and more things each year, I mean, I wouldn't mind if Planes of Devere was a long-term thing, and the next few years we're just going to get this TennoCon and next TennoCon, we're not going to get Planes of Devere yet, and we're just going to see advancements on the concept, and this, more what's the story going to be? You know, maybe we see a character next time. It's what's this character about and things. And the Planes of Devere is a year and a half, 2 years away at this point from today. And we're going to see more updates to it. But that's what we're going to get revealed at TennoCon. Like what more is this Planes of Devere? And it goes away from and there's this other new thing, and this other new quest, this other new crazy concept system. It's like no, fill out what you've got.
Yeah, I think you raise a really valid point, because after New War, they've got Planes of Devere, and then after that, they've got the new player experience. And
is that coming? Is that coming after? Is it okay?
Well, my thought would be, unless they change the order and things, but it's like to me, it sounds like you've got the next few years worth of work on your plate already.
Yeah,
and you need to.
I mean, can you imagine if they announce another big new thing at this year's TennoCon? It'd be like, you haven't really. Let's say maybe they fix Empyrean and maybe New War comes out just before TennoCon, but it's going to be like the start of New War and there's going to be more stuff coming. And they announce some more new big shocking things in like another open world and another new thing.
Just imagine they turn around and say, like, we're bringing raids back.
Yeah.
And you just know that there's going to be a huge crowd of people just saying, like, when?
But I'm worried that partly, I mean, I don't know where we got this. Oh, we're talking about Plague Star, aren't we? I'm worried that they are now worrying that they have to one-up themselves every year. And they're gonna the 1 year that they just can't deliver it every year. They can't keep doing this themselves. They need a year that's just like, we're gonna make the game better, and here's all the cool things we're bringing that are just additions, not brand new wheel-breaking things. Anyway, let's go to the replies, because I think we agree that there should be guns. This all's come from, should there be infested gun parts? Sorry, not infested, sentient gun parts. And yes, there should be. They should be cool. I'm not going to come up with ideas for them because I think it's kind of cool already. But yeah, if you want to come up with ideas for cool sentient weapons, put them in the description below. Let's go. Replies. This is a great idea. At the end of 2018, when everyone was clamoring for content, this is the kind of thing that I think most people were hoping for. Take something. This person's just like filling exactly what we're mumbling about for ages.
Cool.
Take something existing and flesh it out. New recurring events that have lasting impact or new story/lore missions would have been much more enjoyable to me than what we got. Hopefully, they'll do more of these in 2020. I love we've been rambling for about 10 minutes and this person summed it up in 5 lines.
Yep.
Good job, poster. Yep. Next reply. The third orb could be part of an event like that. Could be destroyed by everyone during the event, then 4 months later be repaired by the corpus and ready to cause havoc again.
I'm feeling that these events should be yearly. Because
no.
I think the great thing about them being yearly is that it gives you an opportunity to want to do it again.
Twice a year.
Huh?
Twice a year. I'll fight you down to 6 months. 6 months.
Okay, I think I could go to 6 months.
6 to 8 months.
But the rewards of each should not, they should really not share any similarity. Right? So, for example, the fact that you can get Former on Nanak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you should not be able to get Former on whatever your Valis equivalent should be.
Instead, it should give you, but the price obviously could be quite expensive. It's up to how we price it. You should get Red Waffles of Justice, and we didn't come out one for the gun yet, did we? What was the one for the gun?
I don't know what it looks like.
We have to, yeah. I have to have a poll on that.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
But, yeah.
Where did I get to? Third reply. Oh, so like barrels that allow us to make Synex/Comarex-esque kick guns. Still going to be Splat Haymaker for most of them, unless they make them interact differently, like how Gaze has bonus range depending on the receiver. Yeah, of course, they'll have
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that'll be cool. They'll be unique. They'll be different. They have to make you want these things. So yeah, they'll be cool and unique and different. There'll have to be some special. That would just be, and this one shoots bullets at the target.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, there'll have to be different things. Kick guns are already some of the strongest weapons in the game by a significant margin. The last thing they need is an upgraded version.
But it doesn't have to be an upgraded version. It just has to be like some. Like I remember the Soma Prime was superior in terms of damage compared to the Boltor Prime. But my preference was the Boltor Prime because I just enjoyed it. I felt it was fun, right? It wasn't the end of the world that I wasn't using the Soma Prime, but it was just what I was comfortable with using. So likewise, this would be a side grade. This wouldn't be a upgrade. I don't know why there's always this, oh, it has to be an upgrade. Why? There's no point in putting it in the game if it's not an upgrade. Yes, there is. Mastery fodder.
Yeah. Side grades, new ways of playing. It might not be. It might be more damage for some people, but less people for others, based on how they play and how they like to shoot.
You know, it's guessed that this year will be the first year we'll see MR30s. Yeah.
Cool. Fortuna is like 18 months old at this point. At a similar point in Cetus' life cycle, they'd basically doubled the number of Zor strikes. At a similar point in Cetus' life cycle, they basically doubled the number of Zor strikes. Yes, because they added them. That's what this person's saying, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. The final reply is, good news, everyone! According to Steve in the latest dev stream, they may soon be returning to Fortuna and the Valis with more content and possibly an event.
That was last
dev stream.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah, I think we've been mumbling along about this enough. That yes, playstyle will be cool. The playstyle for the Valis will be cool. Hopefully we're going to get it, and some kick gun bits. We're going to get kick gun bits. Also, maybe get some. K-Drive bits.
Okay. Don't sully a good thing, Loz.
Maybe the event will have a K-Drive component. That would be good.
Would it though?
Yeah, no, but as like a side thing.
No, I think it should be a mandatory thing. Like, if you're going to involve K-Drive, make it mandatory. Because then there's no point, because I'll just get my Arcwing.
No, I meant that the K-Drive has its own thing based on the event to get K-Drive-esque things from the event. But you have to do K-Drive stuff.
I don't know, part of me would feel like I can't be bothered. I really don't like K-Drive.
That's fine, yeah, but it's optional.
So would it count towards mastery rank?
Do K-Drives count towards mastery rank? I know.
Yes, yeah, they do. They do.
Well, then yes.
So then they become... Yeah, whatever. Okay.
We'll move on. Next one.
Right, next. Topic 2. Getting to topic 2 now. The concept behind the new valence transfer system should be DE's go-to when creating grind for us. I'm going to see... Okay, so the Kuvalich system is getting a rework, and one of the things that are being reworked... Cool. With it is the valence transfer. If you have a 40% and 25% Kuva Kraken, then combine them, you won't get a 40%, but instead you'll get a 44% Kraken or something along those lines. Grind is better than the previous perpetual RNG because you can see progress instead of making random one-shots in the dark, hoping to land them. I won't mind weapons only having 25 to 50% at initial, but being able to valence transfer to get better stats up to 75%, so that there's a tighter initial chance for casual players to something min-maxers can grind on. it's now so much easier for DE to make our liches into a more permanent entity by creating more dynamic events that bring the lich back, but the grind becomes more worthwhile. I am... Okay, so first off, the maximum performance you can get out of your Kuva weapon is 60%. Right?
Yeah.
Not 75. How it works is by fusing weapons, you gain an extra 4% towards the top end of the thing. Yeah? So, as they said, if you got a 40% and a 25%, you can fuse them together and you'll get a 4% Kuva Kraken. Right? If you have a 44% and a 40%, you can fuse them together and you'll get a 48% Kuva Kraken. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure how this person is interpreting some of these numbers, or the last sentence really confuses the crap out of me. But I do feel that
now
this...
much more easier for DE to make our liches into a more permanent entity by creating more dynamic events that bring the lich back, but the grind becomes more worthwhile.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, because the way they are now, or I don't know if the system in the game yet. I don't think it is.
No, not yet.
Right, there it is now. Is you just go, I gotta do liches, and then you're like, it's got the gun I want. It's terrible. Throw it in the bin. It's terrible. Throw it in the bin. It's the same gun again. Throw it in the bin. Now you can go, right, I want a Brack. I do Brack. And then you're going to be, in some ways, you'll be excited if you see another Brack again, because you'd be like, yes, I can fuse them and make my weapon progressively stronger to the strongest it can be. Instead of, only, I got another Brack roll. Oh, it was rubbish. Oh, they've got a Brack again. Spend all the effort killing the lich. Oh, for nothing. If you are desperate to level up a lich weapon, getting the same weapon again will only be a positive now until you reach the maximum.
Yeah, until you reach the maximum.
Always wanting to prove it. I really like this system. And to be honest, I kind of didn't bother with liches. And it's just paying off dividends now, because now I'm like, oh, cool. Now, because if I did it before and I got a multiple weapon, actually, to be honest, I probably would have kept it. But, in the past, it'd be like, I wouldn't have done it if I got the same lich with the same weapon. I'm like, Now, I can always see that slowly stepping forward, that it's always going to be moving forward. So I have a reason to go do it again.
As long as you haven't hit max on that weapon.
Yeah, once you hit the max, fair enough. Then you don't care as much. But at least then it'll be a bit of an effort. So maybe if it'd be good if you could fuse into other weapons, but at a much reduced increase as well.
One thing that I find really interesting is that the title of this post is not reflected in the body of the post at all.
No, they are.
No. They're talking about.
Works.
They're talking about how it's going to change.
You need to read like Reddit, man.
You need to read like Reddit.
You don't read like Reddit. So basically, they're saying.
But the interesting thing is, like, should we start seeing stuff like that? Maybe this could be a system for Railjack.
Yes, exactly. Now, see, okay. So let's get you in the mindset, right? You need to get into the Reddit mindset, right? Okay, can you breathe in, out, breathe in, you breathing in and out?
I don't know how.
Okay,
I'm too in the Reddit.
Come on. No, you're breathing in and out, right? Okay, just listen, and then listen to what I say. Okay, right? You ready?
Yeah.
Right, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Right, now breathe in negativity.
Oh my god.
And breathe out positivity. Don't need any of that. Right, now breathe in the hatred. Okay, breathe out the peace. Don't need that. Right, okay, now. Okay, now breathe in the complaints. Oh yeah, right. Then breathe out.
Are you getting high?
Right, so now we're in our negative mindset. We hate the game. The game needs to be improved. Everything it does is negative. Whoa. Right, now let's look at this. Right, the concept behind the new valence system should be D's go-to when creating the grind for us. Yeah, it should be. When they do it for us, because we hate the game, but we love the game. We hate the game. It needs to get better, and it's always terrible RNG. But this is good. We need more of this, because this means we can smash stuff together and keep playing endlessly, and we just keep getting better. Yeah. There you go. I like Reddit, by the way. I really do. I'm just being.
Have you seen the latest arbiters?
No.
You should watch it.
I haven't seen any arbiters.
You should watch it. You have.
I haven't watched an entire arbiters episode ever. I've watched bits of many. Right. Never a whole episode.
Right. Anyway. I think.
But you know what I mean? So that's what they mean. So what the whole point of this title is, because you kind of think in type mindsets, they are thinking like the game is always bad for RNG and grind and things like that. That's the basic mindset, I think, for Reddit. And so they're saying that this is a good system and how they should go on going forward. And it is, and they are right in this, because what this system promotes is pretty much a lot more replayability of the same content. That the goal, that RNG is good in games. Like for the longest time until we got Rivens, Warframe didn't have RNG, and it meant that once you got a thing, you had there was RNG.
You had the best thing.
RNG in the once RNG what you got.
Yeah.
Once you got that thing, that was the best thing. That was you got the prime. There wasn't any variation in that thing. It was like that was it. But then they added things like Rivens, and now this is showing that you can get a thing. But then you can still keep improving that thing very slowly. And it doesn't mean that at the same time, you may still just roll a perfect one to start with. But at least you can slowly, even if it's step by step, inch by inch, you can feel yourself eking your way towards that goal. And that is a good thing. So, there we go.
So,
and I agree with them.
So the thing that I have concern of in adapting this sort of system for something like Railjack is we have spoken about a tiered equipment system for Railjack. Yeah. So tier 4 would require tier 3 pieces. But my concern is, in order to rank up a tier 4 item, how many tier 4 of the same item would you have to build in order to eke it up? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's something to play with and see how it works, and that's the niggling thing. As long as you've got a system where you're progressing, you can feel the progress. Then it's like, right.
I mean, one thing,
chuck the things that you improve on.
But one thing you could do to make it easier is if you were to get a tier 3 item or a tier 4 item, whatever, and you disassemble it, you could get like a token resource which is used.
Yes, that's one way.
Yeah. So I think that would be an easy.
That's why I think it would be nice with the Kuva weapons if maybe they did that kind of thing. I know they've gone for this is okay first foray into this where you literally just fuse the same weapon, but then it does, as you've pointed out, once you get a max version of that gun, there's no use in that getting the gun, and then there could be an issue again. But at least you're still progressing to the point you get all the guns at all maximum. But I don't think anyone really needs to do that. But it would be nice if you could smash a weapon. You can always fuse the weapon into weapon. That's great. But you could smash them for a less efficient thing that maybe is just a 1% buff. So it's like, okay, I've got another brack. I can always smash this to give to 1% to what I want.
Yeah.
That could be cool. Let's go to the replies.
Yep.
This is great. Until they realise no one uses the other weapons anymore and nerf all the Kuva weapons into the ground. I love Warframe, but DE sadly doesn't understand balance, or I like this weapon because all they see is lack of weapons being used, so let's nerf the good ones to match the bad / not viable at the end of game ones. Yes. I no. Okay, don't mean to be mean and condescending on that. No. That is true a bit. They are, but then they nerfed Catch Moon is what they nerfed, because it wasn't just the most used. It was the most used by a large margin. There's a difference there. Very big difference. And if people stop using a gun, its disposition increases on Rivens and thus becomes more viable. It's maybe it doesn't shift enough or shift as massively as it should. Maybe it should be more punishing to the more commonly used weapons Riven-wise. But I think it balances things out, at least in some way, pretty well. There's going to be some exceptions, but with so many guns, I mean, what do you expect them to do?
It's really interesting that I love Warframe, but DE sadly doesn't understand balance. It's like I have this gun that is 10% better than any other gun, so they're just going to bring this gun down by 10% to make it the same as all the others. Like, that is literally the definition of balance.
Yeah.
You're
actually completely right here. Yeah, yeah.
I'm okay. So
I mean,
I
especially they say, "Oh, I like this weapon because," and then they're saying they nerfed the top end ones. Was it because I like this weapon because it's the best gun, and then they
well,
nerfed it, and I
this
didn't
this
like that?
this is something that okay. Okay. If I'm really gonna potentially step on a landmine if I'm doing it too much. Stop me. But this is one thing that I really hate about this sentiment of this is how it do because I think mentality, right? For example,
okay.
this is the topic that's going to be for the upcoming Xeno
I just want
Codex.
to say we may also be guilty of that. I'm
We
not
are
saying
guilty
we're
of that.
not.
Everyone is
We are
guilty of that, right? But the thing that like brags on me so much, and this is going to be the topic of the first Xeno Codex coming back, is this whole thing about challenge, right? Everyone wants challenge, but no one can define what challenge is, right? If you want to be a games developer, how do you become a games developer? Do you just walk in the door? No, you have to work for it. You have to do the challenging part. You have to study on what it takes to become a games developer. You can't just, I'm games developer now. It doesn't work like that, right? You have to work for it. That is the challenging part. You can't just expect to, hey, look, I'm doing Kuva liches. Oh, I don't like the fact that I have to work out what the password is. That's just grind. Congratulations, you have worked out what challenge is. You have to work towards something. And this is something that bugs the shit out of me, is the fact that people turn around and say stuff like, this company doesn't understand X because my concept of Y, but your definition of Y is literally the definition of X.
Yeah, I can see what you mean on this, especially, yeah. Fair enough.
And it is something that it just it just aggravates other people to say the same crap, right?
No, yeah. Save it. I would say save it for your Xeno Codex.
Yeah.
Just assuming you got a point there, but don't because obviously you're gonna have to give us a bit of all now. So let's move on. But I think you got a fair point there. Next one is: I'm most excited for the double ephemera chance and being able to not kill a lavaling because you know the weapon it will have.
Right. So that's one thing that they're doing. They
you can see the weapon before you start.
So when you take down the lavaling, before you finalize the kill on the lavaling, it'll tell you what the weapon is. They show that off in the dev stream.
Cool. Would be great to apply it to Railjack. I would be willing to actually grind the materials to craft every goddamn reactor I find if it meant I could work my way towards optimization rather than being reliant on luck.
No, I do concur with this. The only thing that I insist upon with Railjack is you don't have to build the reactor, because some of the resource requirements, like titanium, is just through the fucking roof.
That's fine, but to be honest, they're saying they don't mind that if they meant that they could at least get towards that one. But they would actually do that. Is what they're saying. They're saying the other way around. I mean, you're right. I think I'm with you.
Yeah.
And make it a small increase. Here's this. How about you can fuse in a non-complete reactor and it gives you a small amount. If you complete the reactor, it gives you more.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
There you go. The Kuva Lich system is perfect for grind. If they beef up the character of each Lich, it could make some really interesting stories. Give them more personality and shit, like attacking more wildly and being angry if you use a certain frame or something.
What?
I'm sorry, I think this is maybe if you want to save that for like the expansion of the Kuva Liches onto like when they're on ships and things or whatever, when they get their own galleon and that kind of advancement. But I think this, when they say like fire, this strikes me. I'm sorry to say, like when people ask for the need to fix the AI, like why? Oh, it should do more things. It should do this, that, or that. It's like, right, a Grenadier Lancer walks into a room. Its life expectancy is 6 seconds. How can it perform clever tactics? You want it to perform clever tactics? It's like, no, you don't. It's going to run forward and try and shoot you and try and hide and cover if it can. That's what it does.
It's not like Metal Gear Solid when your objective is not to engage the enemy.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the objective is that mobs and more mobs as possible are supposed to die. So
Yeah.
maybe put in the occasional extra enemy with new AI that's a mini boss. But then, as for the basic mob AI, no, they shouldn't be improved. Or if they should get rid of bloody punch through so that mobs can actually hide behind other mobs and use them as bullet shields, but they can't because punch through. Anyway, and as for the things like attacking more wildly, so you look at you're shooting the mob and occasionally it gets mad and shoots its gun in the air. What does that add? I don't really see it on this one. And I think to be able to make it add something to the fight, like it would go into different, like in Monster Hunter, where mobs go into they're angry, they're tired, they're sleepy, they're normal. The different states of emotion. Let's say that would be very hard to add into the liches.
Yeah.
That be. You might as well, if you're going to take the time to do that, you might as well make a whole new mob that does it, rather than adding it onto the liches. Next players, I just like the lich to be a guaranteed spawn when playing solo. I've wasted so many hours because I've got all mods in the right order, and now I'm just running missions waiting for them to spawn. I don't know if there's any way to directly do missions to make the lich spawn, but maybe
just do missions.
Yeah.
Like
that's the thing about this, is that it's been out for a while. Don't focus on, I must do this lich now, I must move this. Like, go farm some other stuff and the lich will just turn up eventually.
So just constantly do the lich tiles, and then you'll just get to a point like, oh god, what was it? I was doing my level 1 lich and I was playing it to a point of not dealing any damage to the lich. I was letting it time out and leave. And I got to a point where I was on the last node of lure, or last 2 nodes of lure, and it kept on spawning. Right? So if you want to get your lich to continuously spawn, just do the nodes. Force it to spawn. The game has to get it to fight you so it can level up. So it will level up even if you don't kill it. Right? So until it levels up, it will come after you because, it's got nowhere to go. So the more nodes you clear, it'll come after you. I ended up completely clearing off lure.
Wow.
Yeah. But it leveled to 2 and took over Earth.
Right, the last players agreed it's an actually solid way to add additional progression for the same content without lol, roll again scrub.
Sorry, say that last bit again?
Agreed. It's actually a solid way to add additional progression for the same content without lol, roll again scrub. So what
yeah,
saying is
it is. Yeah, it is.
I've just had a look through the dev stream list of points. Now, I haven't seen the dev stream because that's going to be the next topic. And I've noticed that some of the things we've been saying are just in their dev stream.
Yeah. So I'm asking the card, should valence transfer be adapted for Railjack? I think the genuine answer is yes. I think that the tiered thing needs to be considered. Hitting the card button. And yeah.
Right, let's get on to topic 3.
Cool. Do you actually have a forum post for the dev stream?
Yeah.
Or were you looking down on the actual topic
list?
Okay, cool.
The topic list, yeah.
Right.
I missed the dev stream, by the way. Just been so busy today, and I love some of these things. It's just another dev stream.
So again, we're mostly looking at the lich side of things. There was an unfortunate complication where the notes for the first half of the dev stream were not able to be recorded, but personally, I felt that the lich side of things was more interesting. They were showing off things like the new lighting engine, so on and so forth. And so I wanted to discuss this. I think they also discussed Titania's rework. The only thing I care about Titania's rework is can I still destroy the Razorwing butterflies so I can have a free-flying camera for recording machinima stuff. That's all I care about. And yes, what was the deal we made? We made a deal that if I did something, you would rank up your gunnery.
I don't think it really works now because it was if you. The thing is, you agreed to it in the thing, but then I talked to you afterwards, and I think it kind of validated it. It was if you did 10 Arbiters videos through 5.
Oh, that was it. Oh god, yeah. Ugh.
I don't think that can be done. We'll find another one. I'm not saying that we won't,
Yeah.
but we'll find another thing. I'll save that again.
Yeah.
We'll save the thing. But for now, yeah, it's just bugged. Anyway. So yeah, those seem like really interesting improvements to... Oh, no, you haven't read them yet. Yeah,
right, okay. So, lich improvements. No more learning by death. So, when it defeats you, it doesn't fucking kill you anymore. When you fail to kill it, it doesn't kill you.
Does it leave?
I think it dies and then sort of like fades away, kind of leaves, and then goes, ha ha ha, I haven't died really.
So does it do the animation of like grabbing you and chucking you to the ground?
No.
Then
no.
I'm gonna have to watch the video on that and how that works.
Well, basically, you stab it and then it just sort of like fades away, kind of thing. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Isn't it? You kill it, but you didn't permanently kill it. Yeah. How it was always supposed to be.
Yeah.
See, I love all these people. Well, maybe the only reason you're doing things is so many people complain about it. But if you complain about things in Warframe, especially if it's like really bad, sometimes the option involves just leave that content for now. Come back to it, and then when you get to experience it, it'll be corrected to how it should be. So now I'm going to have a go at liches, and they're going to be really amazing, and they're going to be not annoying with you getting killed by it. I'm going to be able to just get the guns and fuse them together.
I still think they will do the throw at some point, but it won't be on you failing to kill it.
Right,
so,
it'll grab you. And
Lich still ranks up, gives advancement, so on and so forth when it dies wrong. Converted liches will stay longer, will have a 3 times damage boost, and start using their abilities.
Nice.
Yeah. However, if they do not have Corgi in the name, they're not staying in my group. Valence Fusion are going to become useful, so it's the percentage increase, which we've already previously discussed, and instead of just replacing the percentage increase, I heard that the damage type had to be like for like, but I can't imagine them doing that. I think it would just be the same weapon.
We'll have to see when it's implemented, because things may change.
Yeah. So if you have the a surplus of Kuva weapons, like for some strange reason I do, then this is right up your alley. They're bringing in 3 new Kuva Lich weapons. One of them is brand new. It's a bow, which is insane. You fire the bow, it explodes with cluster grenades that then explode again. So it's basically the Grenier lens. They're also doing the Hind, and what was the other weapon they're doing? Oh, I can't remember the other one.
My only issue with them adding new weapons in is I feel people are just going to whinge, because if they release them with some other content, so people don't think that they'll put an update out. It's like, oh, the update has 3 new Lich weapons for you to grind. It's like, right, so then everyone will just go grind the Lich weapons and then complain when it'll take them ages to make them roll the new Lich weapon. And then they'll have to put some sort of weird math fail in there that if you have the other weapons, you get the more weapons more common or whatever. It's like, put them in as a side thing.
I don't understand what you mean.
Because the existing weapons aren't going away.
Yeah.
And there'll be 3 new weapons in the pool.
Yeah.
And then if they do like a weekend release, and the actual new content is, hey, there's 3 new Lich weapons, everyone will then start farming a new core. Everyone then starts trying to farm the 3 new weapons, and they keep getting the old weapons, and then they go and whinge on Reddit and the forums.
But it's the same with Prime weapons.
Yes, but you can directly choose to go for the certain relics. You farm up the relics first, so you can.
But you can't choose which relics you're going to get from the farming. You have a chance of getting the right one.
I suppose you could swap liches and get a lich you want with the weapon you want. Maybe there'll be a new market for those. I guess there's that at least, so that's a backup event. Right, next point.
So they're getting And yeah, we got the Grenier lens, which is the new bow.
You just said that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got 3 new weapons in there. I don't think any of the other news is specifically pertaining to. Oh yeah, they're also going to be removing the ability to ditch liches through Paladino. Right, because
they remove that.
They're going to remove it. So right now, if you don't like your lich, you can go to Paladino, pay a resource, and then she will detach the lich from you, so you can go get a new one. Now, but they don't feel that that is good for the core gameplay loop. What they want to do is have you see what your potential lich is going to be by finding the larveling. And
you see what gun it's got when
exactly.
you choose to.
Yeah.
It says here what MR badge uplift, UI uplift in general. What's an uplift?
So Pablo released a dev workshop where they were going to improve the UI. I don't remember this coming up during the dev stream, but I was my attention was divided doing 2 things. So I don't know.
Okay, I noticed here the next point says Railjack stuff will also potentially get the same philosophy as the Valiance Fusion upgrade existing with more bonuses from what's found. As in, so like, anyone earlier was like, they just said that in the dev stream, you idiots! Like, yeah.
Sorry.
And we're recording this on the same day as the dev stream. I didn't get a chance to watch the dev stream, just no matters now. But clearly, very good system. Yep. Hopefully this will be expanded to other parts of the game as well. Next, what else we got in here? So a new Warframe?
Yep, so we got the new Warframe.
Protea.
Yeah, no, Pro-T. Pro-T. Where's your Britishness? Put a hyphen between the 2 words. Pro-T. Never mind. Bad joke, right? So they showed off one of the abilities for Protea, which is her Tracer Rewind ability. It looked very interesting, where she left silhouettes in sort of like a stream, and then when you...
What would it say if it was Prote?
Prota? No, Prot.
Say if it was Pro...
Yeah, it would be Prot.
What?
Sorry.
Prot?
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't, would it?
Yeah.
Prot.
We would emphasize the O of the... Be a long vowel sound for the O. Prot.
Google says it's Protea.
No, dude, I'm trying to make a fucking joke. Pro-T. Tea, the drink. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Got an A in it.
So does tea. This is where you're going to go, oh, you mean tea like the drink. Fuck off. You're evil. Anyway.
Huh?
Yep, so they showed off a little bit of Protea. She is modeled in the game, but not ready yet for release. I think that she's going to come out soon. I imagine she'll be coming out either February or March. That's my personal opinion.
Okay. Damage types and armor shields getting looks in. Different armor S-curve with Grenier. Shield updates to make it more relevant, lower delay. Infested will get a damage bonus on closing the distance to you.
See,
that's good.
I feel it's weird, though, with calling it an S-curve, because that literally makes no sense. It's a logarithmic curve. If it's an S-curve, that somehow it goes back to 0 armor.
Yeah, or 0 increase. Or no, if it was an S-curve, it would go up, and there'd be a period of incredible increasement, and eventually you'd hit a cap, and then that armor never improves again. If it is.
That's not what an S looks like. It's a logarithmic curve.
No, not when you...
Is there
an S-curve on a graph is like this. It plateaus. That's an S. It doesn't S because it didn't start by having negative armor. If you're thinking an S is like this.
Oh, so it is actually
because it heads down.
Why?
It's
what the?
It's more like a Z curve, I would say, or backward.
No, it's just a fucking logarithmic curve. It doesn't go back at any point in time.
No, but
S
but
does.
No,
The letter S does.
No.
It's a stupid name for a graph. At no point in time does it go backwards.
Okay, can we call it backwards Z graph?
Again, it doesn't go backwards. A Z does.
A stretched backwards Z.
Just call it a logarithmic graph. That's what it is.
No, but it's not a logarithmic graph because by calling it an S or a thingy curve, it's implying that there's actually a second plateau. There is a plateau.
Yes, that's what a logarithmic graph has. Yeah, it's not an exponential. Logarithmic graphs can never get to the top value.
But the gradient. It's the way the gradient changes is what we're talking about here.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, because logarithmics are like that. Whereas what this is saying is it's going to increase in gradient and then reduce in gradient. Whereas they just that.
Oh, so it's going to start slow, then speed up, and then slow down again.
Up. And then it does. Well, no. What they're saying, I think, what they're implying is that's how it works now, but it's just a weird graph. So I assume that
no,
means
it doesn't work. Like
that. Yeah. I thought it was armor was just an exponential, but
actually, no. To be fair, armor's a logarithmic right now. You can't. Sorry, the damage reduction of armor is logarithmic, but the actual amount of armor you get is exponential. Sorry, my bad.
Yes. Yeah. You see what I mean by the.
Yes, no, I see what you mean now. My bad. Yes, I now understand S-curve graph. Okay. Don't know what you do to make that, though. But anyway, so shields update to make more relevant. So they're talking about lowering... Yeah, so you'll be able to still pop off shields quite easily, but they'll be able to get the shields back faster. I think this was...
Yeah, I think that's good.
I think this was comparing the tough nature of the Grineer in what's the name of the place? The Railjack missions against the tough equivalent of Corpus for the upcoming Corpus missions. So, like, what would the Corpus equivalent be? And they would have these different types of shields.
That's how you can improve the AI. Because let's be fair, Corpus shields are just more health, and you just shoot through it, and it just takes different armor. It's hard. It's very hard for them to get in cover and regenerate those shields. So if they regenerate quicker, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And Infested actually having something interesting as well. That's cool.
There's some upcoming augments for a bunch of Warframes. Baruch, Garuda. There was some more, I can't remember. Gara is getting a deluxe skin. Nova's deluxe skin, the one that they teased at TennoCon, is coming, but it does not look that close to the concept art, but the concept art was quite wild in my opinion. So like a lot of the sort of skin is not the weird energy that they showed off at TennoGen. At TennoCon. Like I saw that and I was just like, how the fuck are they going to pull that off? So I just don't think they could, because like you could see inside the Warframe and things. It just wouldn't make sense. Other things, apparently they're working on the Arcwing modularity, which I didn't hear. Hildren augment for... Oh, that was another one. Balefire is on the way. Primary grips for kit guns.
Does that mean you can equip it in a primary slot?
Dunno. I don't remember hearing this.
No new mastery.
Yeah, I didn't hear this. So
interesting. So you could probably potentially have 2 kit guns.
They're also going to be putting skins, allowing you to have skins on kit guns as well. And yeah. Cool. So all in all, the dev stream was all right. I think the Kuvalich stuff was the most interesting. And yeah, so it's nice to see that Kuvaliches are certainly getting improvements. Oh, the other thing, they showed off the new corpus ship tile set that's currently in progress, and it
Yeah.
looks like they're doing a lore dump on the founder of the corpus. Yeah, so it's like, oh, finally another corpus character. Finally.
Or just corpus story at all.
Yeah.
But more
So
than just Nathaniel whinging about the void, give unto the void, and Alad V having another problem that is either good or bad or whatever.
and he's
I remember
still
that when they
there.
added Alad V, and they said they wanted a Captain Vor style character for the corpus, and they added him in, then they just like then for the Grenier, they had all these other characters which they fleshed out and did more with, like Ruck and
Yep.
Killer and
Okay.
Brain.
Heck. Okay.
And Vehek, yeah, you see, they started using the other characters, and it's like, right, we can do more with the corpus of the characters.
I mean, they also have. Oh god, what's her name? Tessa Kral. The Steel Meridian Grenier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Grenier have like so much love compared to
The corpus.
the corpus,
Really
and especially the infested. Poor infested.
Infested as well. Yeah. We
So-
need to see like an infested hive mind, but maybe once we beat the sentience, the story will move in. So like the infested will become the bigger threat because we really didn't we've never dealt with them. So I think knows what they will finally become. But yeah, right. So that's it for replies. I'm sure there was more things in the dev stream. I apologize if we were saying things and you're like, the dev stream just said that. But I completely missed there was a dev stream this week. I didn't think there was going to be one, so it's quite impressive there was one.
Yes. You know, it's nice that they
Did
did
it in January. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
They could have just said, well, we'll just do one a month for now, you know. No, they stuck to it.
Cool.
So.
Let's
Right,
do the thing.
move on.
So, memes. Do it.
Do you mean to link them to you?
No, I got it. I'll look at them in the.
Oh, because you can see them on the thing.
Yeah, do it.
Right.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Do it.
You know,
Do it.
PewDiePie stopped doing videos.
Do it. Do it.
PewDiePie stopped doing videos.
Then you've got to live on in his memory. Do it.
We'll click
Do
rather
it.
than clap. Still.
Do it. Why not
Meme
clap?
Frame.
Why not clap?
Fine. Meme frame review.
There we go.
You happy?
Yes.
First meme of the week.
Uh
Where's my money?
huh.
After you finish the Glass Gambit quest. That face. It's like, Corpus, give money. Where's money? They were like, we've stolen all this money from Nathaniel. Good, that will make him come to the bargaining race. It was like, where's my money? There you go.
I thought you lost all the money. Like in the end, all you put on the table that was left was something in place for Niwa. I thought like, oh no, it was the Nidus blueprint. That was what it was. Like, Ergo Glass lost all his money.
Right, but then he bets it all.
No,
back,
he bets. He doesn't bet any money. He bets the Nidus blueprint.
Okay, I can't remember, but still, anyway.
It's
Bloody
really
Corpus.
like the thing that's really bad is you don't know what it is he actually bets, but it's heavily implied it's the Nidus blueprint.
I thought you had to steal. We wanted to steal Nef's money to the point that he will bet Niwa or the information we wanted about Niwa. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember which way around it was.
We were
that's when
going
he starts
we were
cheating.
going to bet something, but Nef cheated,
Right.
and as a result, we lost the bet. So the only thing,
Still.
Yeah.
Where's my money? Right.
Okay.
Meme number 2.
Still good.
Wukong music plays. When you join a random squad with Wukong, and there are already 3 other Wukongs. Apes, together, strong. There we go.
Huh?
There we go. Number 3. I love making Warframe memes.
What?
Grenade and Corpus. We will kill you, Tenno Clock. There is nothing you can do. Octavia. Dance party time. Yeah. That face. This is amazing.
Oh my god. Yep.
Number 4.
Yep.
Okay. Ivara. I can summon the most badass bow. Excal. I can summon a sword of pure energy. Wukong. I can summon a huge staff and a clone of myself. Wisp. Looking shifty.
I assume this is the sun?
Yes, there's keep popping up. There's memes. It's like, can a portal to the sun be an exalted weapon, please, or something. It's like to be honest, like the Amara can summon a bow and shoot people with a bow with a sword.
Yeah,
Can they like open a portal into a star and shoot energy from a star at people? It's like
yeah, I
sword.
totally get that. The thing that I dislike about Avara is like the only portal she can create.
Wisp.
Sorry, yes, I apologize. The only thing I dislike about Wisp is the only portal she could create is to a fucking sun.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like, if all of her abilities were portal based, I think it's supposed to assume that she summons the totems from somewhere using portals.
But yeah, it just feels weird, doesn't it?
I know. It just
and like she doesn't go through a portal whenever she teleports in her dash and things.
Yes, exactly.
It just feels weird, right?
She's not portal frame, but she gets to shoot a portal to the sun because why?
Why can't she just have a Kamehameha? Just ignore the lore of this portal. It's just a Kamehameha. There you go.
Why isn't it like? Why couldn't she have been a void frame? So she shimmers because she's void. She's summoning void. She coalesces void to make the totems, and then she shoots void energy unrefined. She could have just been the void energy. Instead, they're like, "Oh, it's a portal for a sun. I shoot sunbeam." It's like, why? She's not sun frame. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I haven't been bothered with Wisp. I really haven't. Anyway, number 5.
She's really good. She is really good.
I know she is. Still.
Number 5.
Number 5.
What?
Why are you there?
What?
I thought you'd appreciate this.
Oh my This is broken me. Move on. Move on.
Oh, I think it's great. It's like, okay, right, fine. Right, and then meme number 6. Oh, we go. At the end.
I will just laugh for like the next 5 days if we keep looking at that thing.
Why?
It's so good.
Perfect.
It's so
the faces, isn't it? Yeah, it's the faces. It's like, the one in the car pointing out the window is perfect for pointing out the car, and the one that's shocked outside is so shocked. And the fact he's outside the car, like what is that? It's
just like there's me, the elite sanctuary onslaught, cool, slick, and everyone loves me, and then there's that. That is the old shit that no one loves. Oh my god! Sorry, that fucking broke me. Right, finally.
Right, and the meme number 6, finally, and we just have that cat's face. Finally, some nice Ku village changes, and that's cat's face. There we go.
Oh my god. That was awesome. Right.
Yep.
That's also
I
awesome.
thought the cat at the end would get you, but no, it's Sonic and Sonic awfulness. I was like, I thought, like, oh, look at the cat. And you're like, yeah, look, he loves the cat. There's a cat's face. He's smiling. It's like, no.
See, the thing...
Freaking Sonic breaks it.
The thing here about the cat and the waffle, I mean... I'm a little confused because is the cat going to ruin it? Is the cat going to devour it?
Oh, I see actually what you mean. Yeah.
I don't understand them, like, or is the cat sat there proud? I mean, I'm pretty sure, if the cat actually put the waffles on the plate and presented it to the owner, I mean, that cat should be proud. But I don't understand the motive, because like
I get what you mean. Yes,
I'm a cat owner. And typically, when a cat looks at you like that, it's gonna do something bad. Oh my god.
Maybe it means that DE will finally address it'll finally eat the good Kuvalent changes, thus internalizing it and making it good. I don't know. Yes.
Oh, damn, that Sonic one was so good.
Okay. Right, let's move on to the community shoutouts of the week.
All right, I just want to look at it again, but I just know we'll be here all day if I do. Right, so the first community shoutout is a lovely Valban Blender render. It wasn't meant to rhyme. By rov.exe. So this is taking the Valban model from the game, but I like the actual posing and everything, and I love the lighting render. I thought this was actually worthy to putting up on here.
Yeah, it does suck how much of a terrible lighting engine there is in SFM. That is a thing of beauty. That really is.
Yep.
Number 2?
Number 2 is this Corpus Exoframe by Springcar. So if you remember, Springcar came up with the idea of the sort of like worm, centaur, Grineer, what was it? The colony.
It was like Grineer Overseer.
That was it. And also the bike. Do you remember the bike?
I remember the bike. The bike looks so...
Yeah.
Oh, God, that bike looks amazing.
So this is a Corpus Exoframe. So the idea is that there is actually a Corpus crewman inside of it. Yeah? My cheeks hurt from laughing so much.
That is really cool, and I like how... I mean, I think maybe I completely like it. I would say that I'm not sure if... No, they've gone for the corpus aesthetic of the buildings, which is quite interesting, rather than the way they do the proxies. The proxies are really quite smooth and sleek if you think about how any of their limbs work, whereas this looks very much like a corpus, like the objects on the walls and things, that the way they're more utilitarian of them. So I think, this is really quite cool. Though the limbs and things do have a bit of that proxy element in, so it's a good combination of both. I would love to see this. Continue just like copy this guy's ideas, because this is just like this is cool stuff. Yeah, yep. And I like this because that's the thing with the corpus, right? The Grineer doesn't often get mentioned, but the Grineer is supposed to use cybernetics a lot, but the corpus aren't. The corpus like robots, and they like technology, but they don't seem to do a lot of augmenting of themselves, of the human body. That seems almost abhorrent to them. But this is perfect. This is a external tool. This is a tool they use, but it does the same thing. It gives you robotic legs, robotic arms. But you never see the Grineer have robotic legs and arms and bits and bobs. They're supposed to be so weak they need to replace themselves with robotics, but that's to replace themselves. They would never use robots per se as much as the corpus do.
Yeah,
and this is perfect. Looks really cool. And the bit where there's the 4 different versions of it, and they're all unique, and you can see that he's gone for, or he or she, I don't even know who this is, that they have based it on the different architecture components. Like number 2 looks really weird until you realize that that's kind of like the one of the panels that you touch and things, it's just but similar to it's so cool.
For the audience's benefit, if you go into the description, find the second community shout out, you'll see that there are more pictures in the community shout out than what is currently displayed on screen right now. God damn, that Sonic meme. So the third community shout out, I thought this was actually really novel, and I actually really like the idea of this. Is Syndicate Cookies by Fina, and I actually really like this as a concept, and I thought, this is worthy of a shout out.
That is awesome.
I wonder if what flavors they have and things.
They have the flavor of awesomeness.
Clearly.
Yes. What's next?
The fourth community shout out. Oh, the fourth community shout out. I've been following this for a while, and it's finally done. The Valkyr Grax cosplay by Clementine Gelly. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce the last name. And oh my god. Oh my god, Loz.
I know.
There we go.
There's a thing in life. There's a thing in business called opportunity cost, and this is the cost of not doing a thing. You choose one thing, and it's what's the cost. So, like, if I open up a store in one town, I don't get to it, but I can only, if I only afford to set up one thing here. I don't get to open a store in a different town, and I lose out whatever having that thing in that town is. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't. It's like part of me is annoyed because it's like could like all the things I've done. I don't get to build cosplay, but cosplay just it's it's just it's so good. The things that people make are amazing, and the amount of time and effort they put into it really do make amazing. If you go on this person's Twitter, by the way, there's actually a video of them.
Yeah.
With it, and it's amazing. So good. Yeah.
Moving on.
Well.
The fifth community shout out, again, is another series of 4. It is Warframe Wrestling Entertainment by Plickit Plickit. The one that I'm showing is actually the third one, which is Can't See Me. And I assume you get what this is.
Yeah, they've got wrestlers.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So
and Atlas is the Rock. Yeah.
Yes, I actually really love the fact that Loki is John Cena.
Yeah, you can't see me. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and I love Ordis. I think Ordis is in all of them, isn't he? I can only see one of them right now.
Ooh. He's not in the first one. He's in the second one. He's in the third one. He's not in the fourth one.
Okay, so he's in a couple of them. Cool. The 6th community shout out is Kavliko by Debbie.
Oh wow!
So it's Debbie Sheen and Kavat Palico from Monster Hunter World.
That's awesome.
Yep, certainly is. And then the last community shout out, the 7th one, is ExcaliburLOz by Kevin Glint.
Excalibur is an old work of mine that's never been released to public until today. I've been too busy with work lately. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Real nice.
Yep. Pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good. I'm surprised, like, oh, yes, I did this amazing piece of artwork, and I just didn't release it. I just didn't feel like it just would now. Makes me think, what else I'm hiding up my sleeve? It's like, why would you make something so amazing and be like, clearly, maybe they didn't finish it. They didn't say that, though. They said, they just said, maybe they hadn't finished it. But if they had finished it and just went, no, I'm just going to keep that there.
Yeah. Right. Let's bring this episode to a close.
Cool.
My quote. These are Requiem relics.
These are the voyages. Sorry.
These are Requiem relics. They can manipulate reality, space, time, void, kuva, and you just jam them together in your arsenal. You know what you get when you mix a cosmic storm with cold, oxygenated air at low orbit? It's simple science.
The you know what you get when you mix has really thrown me because it just reminds me of the Joker line.
I don't even know which Joker line you're referring to.
You know what you get when you cross a mentally disturbed person with a society that doesn't care for them. You get what you deserve. That one. Can I hear the start? These are void relics.
These are Requiem relics.
Oh, we're okay.
They can manipulate reality, space, time, void, kuva, and you just jam them together in your arsenal. You know what you get when you mix a cosmic storm with cold, oxygenated air at low orbit? It's simple science.
It almost feels like somebody's talking down to someone. Like it's like, these are Infinity Stones, and you just mash them together in your thing.
Kind of.
Like something, kind of, yeah. Is it a Marvel film?
No.
No. Right. Is it a superhero film?
No.
Is it a film from a franchise?
It's going to become a franchise.
Oh, god damn.
It's a one-off right now.
When was it released?
2015.
It's pretty new. Sci-fi?
No.
Oh. One-off? Have I seen this?
I'm pretty sure we saw it together.
Damn it.
I'm pretty sure. Like, it has been many years since, we have seen many, many a film.
What was the genre? Fantasy.
Fantasy. It's modern day fantasy.
Modern day fantasy. Going to be a franchise. Is it based on a book series?
Not that I know of. I don't think so.
Can't remember. What is it?
The Last Witch Hunter.
That's going to be a series?
I saw earlier today that they're...
I was thinking that. Literally, I was like, that's the only fantasy I think of. No, I don't think that's what this is. What do they mash into the past?
It's the... let me get the original quote right now. Oh, whoops.
The one with Vin Diesel?
Yep.
Is it going to be Vin Diesel in the other films?
I don't
Didn't he die? He had to die.
No, he didn't die.
Huh?
These are ancient runes. They can manipulate weather. Rain, wind, cold, heat. And you just jam them together in your bag. You know what you get when you mix a thunderstorm with cool, moist air at 40,000 feet? It's simple science. It's at the beginning when he's on the plane and the plane's going through a storm. Oh. And he has to find the witch with the that's causing the problem. And basically she's slung these 3 runes and they fuse together and they're causing the bad weather outside and he has to separate them.
I can't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. So I guess interesting then. Well, I'll get that if it and rewatch it are we definitely getting a sequel?
Well, I did to put it in IMDb earlier. The Last Witch. Yep, there's a sequel. Looks coming. It's categorized as in development, and apparently it's supposed to have Vin Diesel. So, who knows?
The Wikipedia says on June 17th, 2015, Diesel stated on Facebook that an Untitled sequel was in the planning stages. Though it was initially planned to be a franchise, the poor box office showing, as well as Diesel's busy film schedule has cast doubts on the sequel getting made.
Right, fair enough.
Oh, it didn't make much money.
No, I'm not surprised.
It didn't cost much to make either, but yeah.
Though to be fair, Diesel will just happily jump on films that are...
He likes.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's he doing then?
He's currently got Bloodshot coming out March.
Bloodshot?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's based on a comic book.
Cool, looks good.
Yeah. Cool, right, so that's it for this week's episode of 10 o'clock. I've just remembered we're actually still doing the show. And yeah, we will see you lovelies next week.
Cool.
Where's
everyone? Bye. Yeah, we got it.
Wait, no, that's the wrong button.
That really threw us on that bit. We repeated the first topic from last week.
Well, no, we were repeating the second topic from last week.
Oh, it was the second, right? Okay,
instead of the third topic. But it was our first topic this week.
Well, we're just gonna have to. That really threw us, but yeah, okay. Well.